The fire that never left. The smoke rose from the hills like a living thing, dark and suffocating. It wrapped itself around the city of Los Angeles, choking the sun. It wasn't just another wildfire. This one was different. The media called it the cursed blaze, a fire that spread so quickly, so uncontrollably, it seemed to have a mind of its own. But there were whispers that it wasn't the wind or the dry conditions that had set it off. It started on the night of the 13th of September, a Thursday, when the fire was first spotted on the edge of Griffith Park. Within hours, it tore through the canyon, consuming everything in its path. Helicopters circled overhead, and fire trucks screamed through the streets. But it was all too little, too late. Buildings, homes, and historic landmarks were reduced to smoldering ash in mere minutes. At first, it seemed like a typical Los Angeles tragedy. Wildfires, climate change, and human negligence all colliding into one devastating disaster. But then came the controversy. It wasn't just the destruction. The fire, it seemed, didn't want to die. Despite the best efforts of emergency teams, the flames raged through the city for weeks. Experts blamed it on the geography, the high winds, the flammable brush, and the extreme heat. But that wasn't what the survivors said. They spoke of something else. The residents of Hollywood Heights, where the fire had claimed entire blocks, started telling a different story. They said that, on the nights when the fire was most aggressive, strange figures appeared among the smoke. Shadowy figures, tall, hunched, and unrecognizable, would wander through the ruins, barely visible against the backdrop of flames. Some claimed they heard voices, guttural whispers, from the heart of the fire. Then came the discovery. Buried deep under the ruins of a luxury building near the Sunset Strip, they found something that shouldn't have been there. An ancient stone slab, carved with symbols that predated any recorded civilization in the region. Archaeologists, already skeptical of conspiracy theories, found no logical explanation for its presence. But the locals swore that the fire started right at the site where the slab was unearthed. Rumors quickly spread that the slab had been a burial marker, a curse tied to a forgotten tribe. The fire wasn't a natural disaster. It was an offering, a ritual to awaken something old and hungry. The fire was no accident. It had been planned. Despite the official narrative, the stories only grew stranger. A local firefighter who had witnessed the blaze up close began speaking out about what he saw. Shadows that weren't shadows, figures that moved against the wind, and the overwhelming sensation that they were being watched. He was soon found dead, his body charred, though the fire had never reached where he was. Official reports claimed it was an accident, but no one believed it. The fire, they said, was still burning, even as the news moved on to other tragedies. And it wasn't just the scorched earth that remained. In the days following the fire's supposed containment, survivors reported strange occurrences, lights flickering at night, eerie cold spots in their homes, and voices on their radios speaking in languages that no one recognized. But the most unsettling thing, the fire, they realized, was still there. They could feel it in their bones. Like the city itself had caught fire, its soul now irreversibly scorched. The question remained, was it really over? Or was the fire but beginning? And if the fire never truly ended, what did that mean for those still living in its wake? Could something like this happen? Was the fire truly supernatural? Or was it all a product of fear, grief, and the uncontrollable nature of LA's disasters?